Greetings. I just started this year. We're going to go over the 2011 Kentucky Derby, which my girlfriend and I will actually be attending this year. I've been into horse racing for a while now. I've never really done this, but a lot of people have asked for the picks, so here they are. This year, if you've read anything about it, it's a pretty wide open race. Got the forms right here. Just got released tonight. The favorite's probably going to be about 5-1, and a lot of people expect that to be Dialed In, which is a Florida horse. He trains in Florida, runs mainly in Florida, but he's also won at Churchill Downs for his maiden, which was the same style that he's used to, and it's coming from behind, and he's kind of a one-track horse, and he has Julian Laperoux, which is a patient rider, and he tends to suit the horse. The trainer has won the Derby twice before, Nick Zito. He's a pretty famous horse trainer. He's good because he's not a front runner, and you really don't want a front runner in the Kentucky Derby because a lot of them tend to run too fast early and not have enough energy at the end of the race. It's a long race. It's 1.25 miles, and they're all 3-year-old horses. They're all boy horses, so it's demanding to ask these young horses to go 1.25 miles. Next we have SOLDAT. He was among the top Derby contenders coming into the race, but he had a poor race in the Florida Derby in which Dialed In won. The trainer said he was really hot that day in Florida, and he expects Churchill Downs to do really well for him, which has been true in his workouts there. I actually like SOLDAT, and he's kind of my long shot pick that I'm really going to use. He, for multiple reasons, I'll give you those right now. He's won at 2-turn races, 1 1/8 miles, which is not too much shorter than the races that are going on today. And he's improved from ages 2 to 3, where a lot of the horses running at 2 years old onto 3, they kind of regress. They haven't moved forward, and he has. As a 2-year-old, he was raced primarily on turf. He won the, he came in second, I apologize, in the Breeders' Cup Turf as a juvenile, which is very impressive. And he moved on, and he also has a very high buyer speed figure, which a lot of people tend to go by nowadays. And there aren't too many that have acquired a 100 buyer speed figure. I like how he's won on multiple surfaces, meaning turf, dirt, and even in the slop, which is when it rains, which they expect for it to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but they expect it. So he'll be a good mud runner. He's also, he's done a lot. So let's get to the next horse. I really like him. The next horse is Stay Thirsty. I think he's going to be a long shot play. He's owned by the same guy that owns Uncle Mo, same trainer. He's got Ramon Dominguez up for the ride. Very good jockey. And he expects probably to be about 20-1, but he's a live long shot. There was a lot of promise in this horse as a 2-year-old. He's done well as a 3-year-old. He had a bad Florida Derby, the same race that Dialed In and SOLDAT were in. But a lot of people expect him to rebound. He trains with Uncle Mo, the likely second choice behind Dialed In, and he's done really well since he's gotten to Churchill. NEHRO I've followed a while. He's pretty good. He's kind of inexperienced because he didn't race much at 2, but this year he broke his maiden, which means he won his first race. And then he went on to try Stakes Company, which is harder races, and he came 2 close finishing seconds. And he has a similar style to Dialed In, where he comes from the behind. That's really what you'd like to see in a Derby horse, is someone that's going to have a nice late kick, because Churchill Downs has a long stretch, and again, it's a long race. So NEHRO, I think come Derby is going to be around 8-1, 6-1, something like that. And then you have Uncle Mo, which was the favorite running into this race for about a year, and up until a couple weeks ago, where he came 3rd in the Wynn Memorial. Now he's gone back up as like the 2nd or 3rd choice. And the thing with this horse has always been distance concerns with this horse. and he's asked to go the longest. And he's one of the horses that you could make an argument for him that hasn't progressed as much into his 3-year-old season as he was as a 2-year-old. He was very brilliant as a 2-year-old, and he just hasn't shown the same brilliance this year as he did last year. But again, people are going to bet him. Todd Pletcher won the race last year with Super Saver. A fun quote my buddy Ramiro told me is the guy that owns Uncle Mo and Stay Thirsty invented vitamin water, which Coke bought him out for billions of dollars. That's why he probably has 2 horses in Kentucky Derby here. What you really want to ask yourself, main question is, who's a win candidate in this wide open Derby we have this year? You want to know who can win, because there's a lot of horses that can come second, third, and fourth, and you want to pick out a couple horses that you think that can win. Arch is going to be bet. He was one of the top 3 horses coming into this race because of his Arkansas Derby. But, he got post 1, which means he's the number 1 horse. He's on the inside. He likes to come from behind, like a couple of the other horses that I mentioned. But the post position that he was drawn today, is not favorable at all. Looking at Lucky, which ran last year in the Kentucky Derby, had a similar post. And that horse is a terrific horse. Went on to win the Preakness. And he could not overcome that one slot. And if ARCHARCHARCH gets shuffled back early, he may not have enough class to regroup and come with his late surge like he has been. So I kind of threw him out as a win candidate where I had him in there before the post position, because that first hole is a dreadful position. So again, I'll line up these horses for you. I tend to line up here 5 horses. You can play them with exactas, trifectas, superfectas, or winning, because, if you pick the winner in the Derby, it's probably going to pay pretty good. You want to try to beat Dialed In, because he's going to be the favorite probably, and, he could get in traffic and not, get up for the win. He could come as like a fast closing second, like happened to the trainer of Dialed In last year with Icebox, where he lost the race. Very close. So here's the horses. We got SOLDAT, which I really like, and I think there's a lot more reasons than any other horses here that he can win the race. Dialed In is going to be your likely favorite. You got Zito there in La Peru. Beautiful horse. Stay Thirsty, which I think is again owned by the same owners as Uncle Mo, is a very good winning candidate at a long price. There's a lot of promise in this horse, and he could be coming into the race really well. And that's really what you want to see in some of these horses, them coming into the race the best. You want them to be on the improve. And then we have NEHRO, which is a horse you can't argue is on the improve. Is doing everything he's asked. And Corey Nakatani, the jockey, chose to ride NEHRO instead of Coma at the top, which is another horse in the Derby that has had about 13 starts, which is a lot for a young horse. He chose to ride NEHRO instead of Coma at the top, so take that as it might, but he knows what he's doing, Corey Nakatani. And Uncle Mo, the question mark in the race going into it. He'll be bet, but can he get the distance? Is he fit? And there's a lot of questions to ask in this year's Derby, but I hope I lined out a couple for you. Good luck, and I hope it doesn't rain.